ABC special presentation.
Folks, we're getting down to the wire on my becoming a father. Therefore, I have to squeeze in as many parenting movies as I can. Get the classics in here, like The Shining. Wait, hang on. I already did that one, didn't I? Is there anything else I could tackle? No, did that one too. What in the hell is that? Alright, fine. Put on the 3-part 1997 miniseries of The Shining. I need something on the TV while I'm building a changing table. While sure, I may prefer Stanley Kubrick's 1980 Shining over this ABC miniseries, I do get why this was made. I can see why Stephen King doesn't care much for the 80 version, since it really is its own animal, with a very strong emphasis on mood, atmosphere, mystery, and the hotel itself, whereas you do get more character and humanity in the 1977 book. So because of his dissatisfaction with the Kubrick version, King produced and wrote this 1997 version, with Mick Garris directing, as the two had successfully collaborated on the 1994 TV adaptation of The Stand. It seemed easy enough to get Kubrick's approval, though. All King had to do was put it in writing he wouldn't badmouth the 1980 version, aside from criticizing Nicholson's portrayal. However, while King may not be a fan of how Jack Torrance was portrayed in the original, there was difficulty in finding an actor to play Torrance, as many, like Gary Sinise for example, declined as they didn't want to be compared to Jack Nicholson's iconic performance. Tim Daly of Wings was also considered, but wait, we should get someone else from Wings instead. Roy, you beautiful bastard, get up here! Actually, the great Steven Weber won the role, and it took so long to cast Jack that he was chosen 4 days before it began filming, with Rebecca De Mornay, chosen by King, already being cast as Wendy. So, on April 27th, we all sat around the TV with so much hype towards this series, as Stephen King and miniseries went hand in hand at the time, hoping at the least we'd get a haunting opening like in the 80 version. Hogwash, this is the new and improved version! Word. And it's got that haunted ghost girl music in there, courtesy of Nicholas Pike, who did music for Graveyard Shift in '87. I mean, not King's Graveyard Shift, but a Graveyard Shift. But the most important part of the music...
How about this?
The background vocals done by no good bullies! Anyway, as we open with Jack getting a tour of an asylum before Michael Myers escapes again, Pat Hingle is giving Jack Torrance the best advice at handling the boiler. You make one wrong move on these dials and levers, and this whole place will fill with toxic chemicals. You don't even want to know what happened to our previous Jack. Now to tell him some saucy stories, you get a good look in the peepholes around here, and do it all sexy-like. Meanwhile, in this LA Noire cutscene, Jack is totally into this story.
And? Slitterous.
Well, how am I supposed to jerk off to that? Jesus, stop telling me about people offing themselves.
Shotgun. Both barrel. Full trigger with this toe. Bam, bam, I'll go to life.
Reenacting hotel suicide stories is all Pat has to live for here. But asking him about ghosts is a step too far.
No ghosts. Not here. Come on, let's go.
Okay, I believe you. If I can get the ghost to do my laundry, we'll get along fine. The series was shot at the Stanley Hotel in Colorado. No, what are you doing at Stanley Hotel? You're opening the floodgates for more shining conspiracy theories. This place is sweet. The hell? Why can't I ever stay here? My hotels always have a nice complimentary breakfast of milk poured over a bowl of M&Ms and pancakes that are only partly cardboard. And there's no games where I stay.
It's called Denver Croquet, invented by a man named Horace Derwent.
Sounds like an asshole. Here, Stuart Ullman is played by Elliot Gould, wanting him to stay out of certain rooms. You may or may not run into the ghost of a boxing kangaroo. And if Jack is going to be the caretaker, he has to once again be told about the previous caretaker.
There was a grotesque tragedy at the Overlook. The caretaker...
Yes, I know. Did a little home dental work with a shotgun.
Yeah, Watson already told me with a steel hard-on. It was really awkward. This is getting personal.
Look at it from my standpoint, Mr. Torrance. I'm told that when you drink, you become emotionally unstable.
Well, what? Who told you that? Your friend Harvey the Rabbit. He's one of the guests here. Don't worry, we got some flashbacks about his drinking days.
Had to cut him from the debating team. He took it personally.
Seems reasonable enough. Look, he had a long, hard day. Evil Robert Rustler Ghost just joined his class, and it's getting weird. But he's got everything he needs to be the best caretaker.
I'll have the big book with me, and my family. They're the most important thing. Wendy, Danny.
Oh, right! Wendy and Danny, shit! I almost forgot about them! Plus, he's gonna be writing a play, too! The classic Jeffrey! He may even star in it. Wendy and Danny will be fine in the Overlook Hotel. Danny is played by Cortland Mead. He was in Hellraiser Bloodline. He knows horror, even if he has resting, annoying movie kid face and acting.
Did your dad get the job?
He and the man he talked to didn't like each other, but he got it.
Are you sure?
Uh-huh.
Can we go back to Wendy and Danny having a cigarette and a sandwich and sitting quietly? Danny isn't so much the Danny Torrance of the film. No, he's gonna be the Bob. Both have scenes of playing with toys and making noises. Thank God, peace and quiet, and without his kids' sitcom laugh track. She thinks back to good times, like Jack breaking his arm.
I'll fix you. You get over here, you take your medicine.
He was just doing his impression of every stock movie or TV drunk. It was creepier and less cliched when this event was just described in the 80 version. On the plus side, he'll be less obnoxious when I get home every night. Jack promises he'll never drink again, and the two get the longest sleep in years without being woken up. Perhaps this is teaching me the wrong lessons. Maybe I should watch a more inspiring father-son film, like Amityville 2. Since he won't be needing this anymore, don't mind if I do. Honey, no, that's my pee jar! I was too drunk to walk to the restroom. This is when she finds out that Jack's writing is just an annoying kid making plane sounds. I'm not, trying to be mean here. This is my first time seeing this all the way through since '97, and what I remember the most was Danny not being as good as Danny Lloyd. And things like this happening.
Danny! Hi, Doc.
Hi, Tony.
Tony was more effective when he was a finger, and not the floating ghost of a man wanting to sell him a nice set of encyclopedias. And he calls him slow, and that he'll be the death of the miniseries. That's just rude. It's like it's being invaded by other 60s bullies. Will Horneff was Phillips from The Sandlot! The riveting story of Derry without the clown. Tony here warns him to stay away from bad video games playing creepy old-timey music. Oh shit, and the hotel is swarmed by the Langoliers! Yes, please, rapture him out of the film before it plays some bad dialogue again.
Come out and take your medicine. Come out here, you damned little pup.
No, Dad, it's too cold to play croquet outside. Fine, dust off, don't wake Daddy. It would be in bad taste for him to give Danny a slug bug, but look, son, I brought you a gift. I had to beat the school valedictorian to get this. Already Weber is great casting though, as he is believable as this regular, unassuming, normal-looking guy like Jack Torrance, who you wouldn't think would have this many demons. He does look more like a teacher and a family man than Nicholson, so Weber does stand out amidst scenes that are repeated, scenes describing previous scenes, and really clunky exposition dialogue.
Well, you know what they say at the AA meetings, don't you? Don't thank me. Thank your higher power.
Is it gonna be that weird when the ghosts show up? Already the real people are acting off-putting. Hell, not only does it show part of the flashback again, but even repeats the clunky style of dialogue.
You know what they say in the meetings, Jack. Honesty in all our affairs.
You know what they say when you need bad dialogue to describe something. Use the phrase, you know what they say. This scene would have been a bit better movie-wise if it was just a shot like this. Oh, a great party, isn't it? Ugh, no. Put on a tux and then we'll talk. Now we're caught up to the first act of the Kubrick version, only with jolly music that looks like they're driving back from purchasing Herbie the Love Bug. It's that classic scene where they hold up traffic and Herbie farts a bunch of oil on the windshield. Like in the 80s one too, we get the scene of him telling Danny about the Donner Party. Only here...
Dano, it was kind of a dinner party.
The Donners had a dinner. It was a Donner dinner.
I miss Jack straight up telling the kid they were cannibals. Also, I miss things like this not happening.
Hey, Doc. It's dangerous.
Damn it, Breckenmeyer's ghost! I told you to leave me the hell alone! Oh no, oh, thank God. Oh man, he's fine. Well, that was a relaxing stop, aside from you almost dying, son. There's foreshadowing in this film too. This prepares you to later say, I like the hedge maze better.
Aren't they cool?
You won't be saying that when the effects come in. Until then, we'll have to settle for Danny's laugh track.
Yeah. I used to trim this lady's topiary. In fact, I used to trim her topiary at least once a week, sometimes twice.
Did she have nice hedges, Daddy?
He doesn't know I was talking about sex. Everything about this feels like they made a less graphic miniseries out of House by the Cemetery. You could call it Hotel by the Cemetery, and I'd go along with it. Sorry, but the 80s Fulci version was way more atmospheric and sinister. There are personal touches here that are good. The Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado, is the hotel that inspired King when he stayed in the hotel in room 217 before the hotel was closing for the season. I guess we could get another tour of the place. This tour will be better. Dick O'Halloran will give him the most badass tour yet. Then, of course, Watson has to make it weird.
Shaun, are you a buckaroo or a tenderfoot?
He's being creepy, but it is covering up that dumb haircut. Plus, there's even more familiar lines.
Mr. Halloran, sorry, Dick. How did you know that we call Danny Doc sometimes?
Because we communicate telepathically. Oh, okay then. On your way. Melvin Van Peebles is definitely in the category of very good casting here. He's so good, he would have fit in just fine in the Kubrick version too. Hell, with Melvin, I 100% believe he has the same artwork Scatman Crothers had in the other one. Oh, and he and Danny have The Shining, only Danny is the first one he's met that's annoying about it.
Hi, Dick!
You damn fool, I told you that car is possessed! It's okay, if you don't get the point, we have another flashback. And that's when Jack made a fortune creating NBA Jam. I like the tour of the Overlook in the other, since it really does feel like setting up a character, and there's always some kind of uneasy feeling about it that you can't describe. Here, where most of the scenes are already too long and padded, it just feels like we're simply getting another tour to extend the runtime. It even repeats the Donner Party reference. Let's take a break. They're probably gonna be talking about refrigerators for a while.
Stephen King's The Shining will continue in a moment here on ABC.
We're back, people.
Now, you know the winters in Vermont. Compared to Vermont, this place is the dark side of the moon, buddy.
That's why I'm from Illinois, which is totally a delicate sound of thunder, bro. Oh, is something sinister gonna happen? Oh shit, they left the cameraman in there! This really is oh, are they still talking about this movie? As in, are they still describing The Shining and showing why Dick is banned from the local mall?
I've had some bad dreams here myself, and maybe a half a dozen times I've seen things.
If you find something under the pillow in 217, don't smoke it. That's mine. I won it when I returned in the spring. He also tells him that if he gets scared, to look the other way and count to 10. I'll do the same. When I count to 10, I want this to be the It miniseries ASAP. I'll even settle on the Shining knockoff Bloody Wednesday. They do have some good shots here. It was shot by Shelley Johnson, DP on Captain America, The First Avenger, Greyhound, and most importantly, The Secret of the Ooze. We need the best shots for these thrills. Don't sit on Mother Abigail's ghost. Oh, that was scary enough for a commercial fade, I guess. Sure. You all haven't even left yet? You're still here? Why are we saying goodbye? Watson and Dick never left. It's spring now. Cut us a check and we'll be on our way back to Vermont. Wait, why are you going back inside? God damn it, we're never getting rid of this man. We need to mess with Elliot Gould's poster to make it look a little more like the Devil and Max Devlin. And if that doesn't work...
Installed back in 1926.
We'll bust out the Face app and use the old filter. Why is he closing his eyes and counting to 10? That wasn't scary. Here you can see Jack is already starting to crack. I am hungry. Why are you telling me about the elevator? Can you leave so I can have dinner? Here we see the best room in the place, though, 1408. Oh, wait, no, you don't want to go in that room. I'll take you to the Pet Cemetery room. Less sound effects. Why does he always look like a little rascal with PTSD, even if he was in the Little Rascals? Also, they forgot to close the windows in 217. The sun is gonna melt the creepy vinyl albums. Ah, the cottage room. Perfect. That's where they'll stay. And where they'll already lose Danny. He's fine. He's in another room being annoying.
Dad, Mom, look. Bunk beds. I'm gonna sleep on the top.
That's right, Doc. And I'll stay on the bottom bunk. No, Dick, damn it. Get out of here. Seriously, this is weird, like when he bends down to shine with Danny to say goodbye and give him a last piece of advice. But what do the parents think as they're watching these two silently stare at each other? Until next time, shitters! Now we're at October 20th, where he's finally putting up Halloween decorations. I'm telling you, honey, I'm gonna make the roof a giant floating pirate ship. They'll love it! Unfortunately... It's the version of The Shining where Clark Griswold is the caretaker. He'll show those damn wasps, grab the nearest chainsaw and start swinging. He is getting some writing done though. Dad, look! People in town just leave their doors unlocked with their keys on the seat! We found this free truck! Luckily, he got all the wasps out of the nest with a bug bomb, so he can give it to Danny as a gift. This is gonna be hilarious. Weber and De Mornay are good together in scenes like this, where they do a fine job of feeling like a couple that really is trying to start over, which is sad to see when you know where the story goes. Personally, though, I would rather watch Jack write his play than watch these two read a children's book.
I could get it. I can.
I'm sorry, I know you can.
She has zero faith that he can. His acting style is precocious kid who finds out heaven is for real, which would get on anyone's nerves no matter where you're staying.
Hey, Doc.
Is it too early to bash your skull in? Okay, fine. We got 3.5 hours of the movie left. Dear Lord. It's so long, I pray for something stupid to happen.
Danny, we have to talk.
I got you an acting coach, Danny. Lock the door. We're gonna run through these lines again. Some of the things relatable about the original are here too, like getting annoyed when your concentration is broken. He looks like me writing the review for this while the twins stare at me. Come and play with us, Father, forever and ever. No, I don't have time. Toss the toy mice amongst yourselves. He does not need annoyances like Danny locking himself in the bathroom again.
If I have to break this lock, Danny, you're going to bed with a hot butt, I guarantee it.
Get his ass, Jack. Oh, this is nothing to worry about. He always looks like this. Sorry, Danny, I'm a man of my word. I have to spank you before you go to bed. Or this.
There's no imaginary pal who comes and shows you the future. Now will you stop with that crap?
Now shove a turd in his face. They'll both be fine. They just talk about their joint fear of Tony.
I sound mad because he scares me.
Sometimes he scares me too.
You're both easily scared. This is a lot of scenes of characters trying to leave, but called back into the scene. Okay, damn it, what? Can we cut to the next scene, please? Luckily, the trazodone kicked in. He'll be out for the next day or so. I may not like this nearly as much as the Kubrick version, but it's probably the best adaptation of the Disney World Haunted Mansion ride. Sadly, it will never accept my request to play Midnight with the Stars and You. What do you say we bang our own heads against the toilet tonight? Oh, sorry. Too soon. That sounded way more romantic in my head. Part 1 can't end yet. I promised you would get hilarious with the wasp's nest. The only way that scene would be more hilarious is if Jack put some fine china in Danny's room and a bull ran through it. Dude, at least put on some gloves or a mask or something. Aykroyd and Candy dressed in plenty of layers just to get a bat. I love that this is the end of part 1, taking some Polaroids so we can sue those damn bug bomb people. I mean, it's not entirely the ending. He scoops it up and takes it outside and... Well, that's gonna take an afternoon to clean up. Go play on the swings, that's not gonna mess anything up. And do the CGI bad weather when we're asleep so we don't notice. To be continued, or else. And thus ends part 1, when we all sat there in 97 like, I think I like it. There's 2 parts left. It's gonna get great. It's gonna get great. Right?
Can't swim. Better learn. Tidal Wave, no escape in 1 week on ABC.
Welcome back, everyone. It's April 28th, 1997, where it'll get scary. It'll get scary. I'm sure the Grady sisters will show up sometime. Well, what? The Grady sisters aren't even in this one? Oh, well, sorry, cats. Whoever wins, we lose! Now time to start part 2. Wait. Don't forget the opening credit. Play Don't Fear the Reaper. Although if it's the beginning of part 2, you're supposed to play Don't Dream It's Over. Jack's getting all settled in, and he's going to his AA meetings just in time for the introductions. Hello, I'm actor Kevin Corrigan. Hello, I'm TV host Pat Quinn. Alright, cut out those silly answers. I'm the director, Mick Garris, really. Guess it didn't go over well. We're already back to the snowed-in hotel. Wait, they're not snowed in yet. They can still do things like see the doctor, who I'm sure is also the sheriff, because actor Michael O'Neill plays a sheriff in about everything else.
He's been working really hard on his reading, hasn't he?
Overachieving, perhaps?
Very funny, asshole. You know my son's a dumbass. The door is open. I can hear you. This doctor is a marriage counselor and a child psychologist all in one. He asks about their marriage and also about Tony. Oh, Tony? He's my son from the future. Wait, quiet, we're not supposed to know that yet. Dr. Exposition is the best at his job. She just summed up their whole last 5 months in one conversation. That is covered by her insurance policy, even if it's pre-existing exposition that we already knew about. November 1st, getting the giant stove ready for one hell of a Thanksgiving dinner. He's gonna make the biggest steamed turkey you've ever seen. Now where's my green bean casserole? Damn it, what did Pat Hingle tell me about this? All I remember is his story about the hot chick in the bathroom. It was really awkward. She's played by the director's wife. This feels like the kind of movie that will sit you down and pass the time by showing you a bunch of pictures from a memory book. It picks the most stock way to do everything, including flashback transitions. Cutting to black and white footage while In the Mood starts playing is exactly what would happen if a computer made a flashback. On second thought, maybe I don't want to watch the beginning of Hello Mary Lou Prom Night 2. Are we jumping to Kubrick's ending? When Jack went back in time on set of Going South. We're just gonna keep going, aren't we? Thank God someone was shot. And it sounds like someone's being beaten, too. An intruder is playing the opening credits from part 1.
You the guy that knocked the chairs off the tables?
I'm gonna have to ask you to clean that up immediately, and please exit the hotel. You are banned from the premises. There, he'll see himself out. I got more pictures and flashbacks to get to. Screw the flashbacks, we're watching Mission Impossible now. And now we know how the crime boss was killed before the picture book starts bleeding from Georgie Denbro's photo. Oh, are we at November 2nd already? November 1st was so eventful. On the 2nd is when he makes the sweet potatoes, anything to avoid the damn kid.
Do you want to make a snowman?
Sure. Cool. Daddy, too?
The kid's acting like he's in a chicken soup commercial that takes place on a snow day. Oh, I guess we're done here. Son of a bitch, I was happy to be playing in the snow. Then I remembered I gotta shovel the damn thing. Not sure why. Not planning on going anywhere. Mommy, why does the reviewer keep using the gruff, angry voice for Dad? Because it's more hilarious if Dad is always pissed. Now go to sleep. They're snowed in so hard the flashback actors can't get there. Danny will now be playing the wisecracking shoeshine boy. It's room 217. I should be safe. I've only seen the Kubrick one, and that was room 237. If I'm wrong, something stupid will happen.
Doc.
Doc, what are you doing? 217 is the evil one! Oh, thanks, James Vanderbeek. That's why there's a sign that says you must be this tall for a jump scare. So Danny gets around that by grabbing a chair. Sorry, folks, never mind. The jump scare is malfunctioned. Come back later this afternoon. Even Danny is bored. I'll fix you to lock me out of the arcade. I hope the rest of this is just him playing House of the Dead. Wait, maybe not. I've seen what happens when you put footage from House of the Dead in something. Someone better show up to tell Danny to get out of there because the parents will totally blame him for overflowing the tub.
Danny, look, you get out of here. Do you understand me? You can't let them touch your mind, ever.
Or you could put it like that, bad touch ghost. On the plus side, the jump scares are fixed, son. That'll be 3 tickets. I'm gonna be a broken record on saying this, but even here in the second part, the best thing about it is Steven Weber, who does a great job of getting more sinister as it goes.
This is Mr. Ullman's office. What are you doing in Mr. Ullman's office?
However, at first I thought he was saying Mr. Omen and not Mr. Ullman. Both are wrong. This is Mr. Prophecy's office. Now don't shit on the floor when I act threatening.
What have you got behind your back?
Nothing, Daddy.
Nothing, honey. Show me.
Where's your family sitcom laugh track now, Danny? For your punishment, you're not going on Full House like everyone would expect. No, you're gonna be a regular on Kirk. Yes, this scene also goes on way too long, but I'm fine with it here because of Weber.
How are we gonna make you remember?
Are you gonna hurt me, Daddy? Like before?
God damn it, defeated by guilt trip again. The kid is a genius. What a winter so far. Dad's going crazy. The toy plane hung itself. He informs Mom that Dad is writing a book now instead of his play. We had to get that info in there somewhere. Let Danny say it, along with how Dad wants a drink.
Is your daddy drinking again?
No. But he thinks about it sometimes. He thinks, gosh, I could sure use a cold one.
Perfect line, matched with the perfect delivery. You know who else needs a cold one? Me! You're forbidden from watching any more Super Bowl beer ads, Danny. Just remember, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get creepier. The Red Drum thing will be coming up.
You made you look dirty, Kirk. Stole your mother's pocketbook.
Oh my god, this is like The Shining, adapted by kids reenacting it on a playground. And the parents unfortunately play along.
What's Red Rum?
I don't know. Sounds like something a pirate might drink.
Don't tempt me. I'll swipe a little sip from that pirate's drink too. We're now gearing up for the Christmas season. Oh, my son's gonna be a bigger nuisance, leaving his toys around and his hot butter rum on the table with no coaster. The wife will probably dress like a snow angel.
Front, please.
There's a sex joke in there somewhere. Honey, please, put down Danny's rum. I got the Tangerine Dream albums all queued up, and we are going to bang in the subway room with more dirty talk.
Coming to bed? I've got something for you you're not gonna find in any of those boxes.
Oh my god, you found the TV remote? Damn it, Jack, I am not gonna run out of innuendos.
Maybe I could use some caretaking, too.
Crap, all I know are jokes about hedges and drapes. It's the stage now where Jack is a dry drunk, where he's not drinking, but is picking up all the same habits, like not shaving, not being able to have sex, rubbing his nose, and binge-watching The Rockford Files. This series almost seems designed to make you feel as disheveled as Jack. You can't feel this in the review necessarily, but watching it, my god, a majority of scenes really are 3 times longer than they need to be. Whenever it looks like one will end, characters just sit down and drag it out even more. Christ, tightening it to maybe 2 parts instead of 3 would do wonders here. Now I know why he stopped writing his play. His life has turned into one, because that's what this scene feels like. It's not like there isn't important information. There just needs to be a location change or something. Now he's pitching his book about all the info from the previous guests. Then eventually they leave to have sex. Make it fast. You've been here several hours. It's now 7 a.m. and Danny is about to wake up. Then it's off to sweep all the snow into the little hotel, built by one of the other caretakers no one likes to talk about. Hello, I wouldn't mind living in here. There's only room for me and not an annoying-ass son who doesn't use his coasters. Let's take a break. If previous scenes are any indication, he'll be on this swing for about 30 minutes.
Stephen King's The Shining will continue in a moment here on ABC.
We are back, and even the props guy is wanting the movie to speed up. Just get to the part where you chase your family with a mallet. However, we're fine waiting till later for the CGI hedge animals. Until then, the playground equipment is going so wild that even the house starts talking to him. Of course, even when there isn't CGI involved with the animals, it isn't exactly scary. I'm just saying it was already creepier when Wendy and Danny were just simply walking through a hedge maze. And you better celebrate the birth of our Lord, and by that I mean the birth of me. It's my birthday, December 20th. I'm finally 16 years old. Give me the keys, Dad. I'm going to the video store and I'm renting 4 rooms. Don't leave yet, though. The cameos are here.
And don't...
Jackie, shut up that drivel.
Daddy?
No, you idiot. I'm Miguel Ferrer. I was Lloyd Hendried in The Stand. I'm calling you from the grave to say, do not let this man in. Oh, and do something about the kid. He just looks like he's gonna get a Chucky doll for Christmas, and we don't want that running around. We'll lock the kid up in here for a while. He won't bother us in the better scenes. I do like the part with Jack talking to his dad. The dialogue is corny, but Miguel Ferrer has a great voice that makes it work, and Steven Weber is excellent at going back and forth between this dry, drunk, hallucinating breakdown and still having part of himself in there that knows something is wrong. And then this happens.
Old MacDonald had a farm.
Is it too late to recast Danny with Isaac? I can't get creeped out. He looks like a My Buddy doll was used to play a low-budget Pinocchio. Even with the dead woman in the tub, it was creepier when we saw her boobs. And it was creepier when the event of her attacking Danny was just described and without a jump scare.
That was...
The ghost is gonna make him play gin rummy with her when he's supposed to be playing with Daddy.
Danny, you better not be where I think you are.
That's right, he's in my tiny house. Don't worry, he has an excuse. He thinks that Danny took the croquet mallet himself and smashed the radio.
Are you sure the CB's actually broken?
Oh, does the Pope wear a tall hat?
That comeback doesn't bode well for your writing, Jack. Now where is that little shit? Oh good, someone already gave you your medicine. I don't have to do squat. I'm gonna go get a tiny table set for the tiny house. I'll give a plus to this scene over the 80s one, in that at least she's not holding an obvious dummy for the kid. No, instead he's just dressed like one. Look, Wendy, I told you I didn't lay a finger on him. But again, look at the bright side. He hasn't said a word, not even one nursery rhyme sing-along or catchphrase.
Daddy, oh Daddy, it was her! It was her!
Too bad he's now a damn narc. He just got scared watching The Hand That Rocks the Cradle again. He'll be fine. In the 81, it was pretty terrifying just putting yourself in the position of a parent who thinks there's a crazy lady in the hotel who attacked your son. Here, it's a whole scene of him describing the scenes we just saw, then tells them what The Shining is, and using horror movie kid vague speak to where Jack even sums it up by saying, "So what you're telling me is..." And some of the acting is just not good. I'm sorry. And it goes on so long, they put in an establishing shot and a commercial break right in the middle of the same scene where he's just continuing his long-ass story. I think Jack's really angry and frustrated because he's trying to leave, but she keeps grabbing him to pull him back in. No, damn it! If they aren't gonna trim these scenes, I'm gonna beat it out of the editing machine myself. Now it makes sense. Danny just wanted to see the room where What Lies Beneath was shot. Then when the ghost does show up, Jack gets the hell out of there. This is a TV movie. We can't have the naked, bare-assed, creepy lady walking around. He is really pissed now. Son, we need to have a talk. Do you know what would have happened if I stayed in there? I would have ended up kissing a corpse. When he yells at Danny, it's crazy because Weber is great, but with this kid, it looks like he's snapping at Cousin Oliver. And I do love that the more Weber shouts, the more his Queen's accent comes out. You can tell this conversation about how they can't leave is serious because the commercial break doesn't interrupt it. There's other nuisances to get to. I knew it. Danny came to the snowmobile and bashed it with a mallet too! Not only that, he also included this invitation to the ballroom flashback. That doesn't go here. And this guy is even ruder than Ullman.
Sorry, Torrance. No second chances. Not for drunks that cut and run.
Damn, Slappy the Dummy is a hard-ass manager. Anyway, see, what did I tell you, honey? Danny totally smashed the snowmobile, and I was not seduced into doing so by the ghost of an old-timey hotel manager. Sure, they may be stuck here, but as long as this scene lasts, by the time they finish it, the snow will start melting. We're getting close to the end. Something had better happen on the 29th, aside from me being frustrated that I already used up all my birthday gift cards to Pizza Hut. Huh, that's weird. It's usually the tennis ball that shows up in these halls. I better go see Danny. Last I saw, the cliffhanger ending was with him. Sure, why not end it with the hedge monsters? I've already come this far. Too late to stop watching the series now. Don't worry, once it gets past the hedge monsters, it'll get scary. It'll get scary.
Stephen King's The Shining concludes Thursday. Parental discretion advised.
If you were watching this in '97, you had to wait a few days from April 28th to May 1st to see the third and final part. That was plenty of time to sit with your friends and really determine whether you were liking it or not. That said, it really didn't have a steep drop-off in terms of ratings, with 19.8 million viewers for Part 1 to 18.2 million in Part 3, going from only 12 to 14 in the ratings. I can understand that. It would be easy to stick around for the third part, given you know that at least crazy-ass Weber will be chasing around his family. And as far as reviews at the time went, it's kinda interesting how it almost had the opposite effect of the 1981, whereas Kubrick's Shining started out with mixed reviews and was even up for a couple of Razzies, which is insane, but today is regarded as an iconic horror masterpiece, while the 1997 Shining did open to pretty positive reviews and got a couple of Emmy nominations, but over time, reviews slipped more into the negative, and it's certainly the 81 that is still remembered the most. About halfway through watching this again, a memory did come back though. I was so hyped for this that I remember taping it off of television as I was watching it, thinking, oh man, this is gonna be like it. We're gonna be watching this more than once and quoting the hell out of it. That didn't happen. And I'm kinda curious where that tape is now. If anything, I still need a refresher. What happened at the end of Part 2? Let's get a recap in here.
I like snow. I like snow.
That's it. We've had enough of this kid. We're coming to life. I don't care how silly this looks. Then we can get the title in here. Hey, Part 3. I should probably get around to doing the Langoliers at some point, too. Now when it comes to the other film, the hedge animals were taken out of that adaptation and replaced with the hedge maze because Kubrick felt that they wouldn't be able to pull off the animals on film. And he was right. One of the many problems with this is not knowing when something works better on paper than it does visually. Though maybe the slapstick works better visually. I'm starting to think Grady's family just accidentally killed themselves. I'm gonna have to put the animals on a leash, aren't I?
Hi, Dad! Come on over! It's good packing snow!
Ugh, no. We're glad the animals are gone, but you're still too annoying to be around, Doc. She is worried the park rangers aren't gonna show up. Even the goddamn babysitter is running late.
Daddy!
All right, kiddo, come here.
If there's not more wasps, then get the hell out of here! No, instead it's a problem with the old-timey elevator. Crap, what did Melvin Van Peebles tell me about this? I was distracted and hungry. That was years ago when that scene happened. We'll just use the haunted staircase. No need for rudeness.
You take your job and stick it.
Can't say yes, can you? I think they may have been filming one of those Hallmark kissing elevator movies in here.
What about this?
Honey, those are actually mine. I have a thing for granny panties. I'd rather not talk about it in front of the boy. He's already acting weird.
What are you doing, Doc?
Need someone else so it won't bother me.
Ugh, shut up. Oh shit, Happy New Year! It's January 4th, 1998. Grab your coats! We're gonna see the new movie, Firestorm. Sure to be a January hit. And yes, Danny, you can dress like Mo Howard for no reason. This movie can save itself at the end. It turns out the giggling ghosts are from those two visitors from Providence in '94. The Stanley Hotel was also used in Dumb and Dumber. This haircut makes sense now. This is the real prequel when Harry met Lloyd. It's the closest Lloyd will have in this version, other than it all leading to an expensive version of What If It Exploded. As for now, Tony warns him that if he spends too long in a screensaver, a virus may somehow show up. No, the screensavers come into reality between the CG clock and the CG blood on the wall. The movie needs a vacation from its vacation. Meanwhile, in 11/22/63, Danny is still obnoxious when using The Shining.
Is it your heart?
Oh, sure it is, baby. Let me take a rain check, though. Good thing I got a spot right on the sidewalk. There's no time to get winter clothes. The Shining will keep me warm as I rescue Danny, or at least I hope it does. If I miss this plane, maybe I can find another to catch my sweetie before she leaves for good.
Oh man, Dan's still here.
Well, as a matter of fact, it is, but only for about another 3 seconds. There it goes.
Do I look like I wanted a smart-ass answer to that?
This will buy some time, though. Dad will be down here for a while.
I don't drink anymore. I'm not myself when I drink.
We're over 3 hours into this miniseries, I know. But he's dry drunk enough to make a ton of drunk choices on the jukebox. I'm sure there's plenty to choose from. Never mind, that's the only old song that ever existed. But how will Danny figure out what his dad is doing? I don't know, have him envision Jack on the window or something. It's gonna get creepy. The haunted guests will show up. Unfortunately, we had to ship them all in from the fun house over at the carnival. This isn't scary. But it's trying its best to be. If anything, it looks like it's Jack who needs to rescue Halloran.
Oh, God damn it, Danny! Stop doing this when I'm so close to getting a broad's number!
Give us that suspense of waiting for a plane.
You better be on time.
Oh my God, schedules are working out fine. I sense a bartender is nearby, though. Is this gonna be Lloyd approved?
What is your name?
Grady, sir. Delbert Grady.
Damn it, the only drink Grady knows how to make is an Advocat he spills on my shirt. So he pours him another drink before he goes off to the ballroom. And may I suggest our finest tailor, sir? And please, no psychic kids allowed.
Where's your father?
He's drunk. You don't need to tell me. I know what he sounds like.
He uses a hell of a lot of saliva when he talks like this. I like this party so far. They finally found a second old song, Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. Everyone's got an invitation here. Holy shit, the ghost of Jordy Verrill. That's why everything has this greenish tint. I scared this dumbass kid in the hallway. I think he was Spanky from our gang, not sure. And Poison Ivy slipped out of her gorilla costume and is ready to seduce our hero. Hang on, I want to make sure you're not going to turn into a rotting corpse in the tub. I can work with this. Better than some kinky shit going on around here.
Down, boy! Down! Down! Stay!
God, the rabbit I talked to is in the same thing. I was wondering what led to this. He's gonna be here for a while. He committed enough crimes to end up in the aging punishment room from Zardoz. Just when he figures out Grady was the previous caretaker.
You're the caretaker here. You've always been the caretaker.
Look, can we move this conversation to the bathroom? I just wet myself. Jack's toasted enough to be talked into anything.
Yeah, women. Can't live with them. Can't kill them.
Can't you, sir?
Touché, Grady. Fetch me my mallet. Also, what the hell?
Dad, Okay, I'm getting out of here before the orgy in an inflatable pool filled with Alpo.
Then he must do the walk of shame come morning, covered in ectoplasm. Don't listen to Daddy, honey. He'll be fine after his 3-hour shower.
There's still problems in this third part, but not surprisingly, it is the best of the three. Hell, it'd work if it was just a one-man show of Steven Weber as drunk Jack Torrance. He's so believable, I'd buy it if it turned out he really did have a few drinks before rolling. And good news, the plane was indeed on time. Sweet. And he finished his crossword puzzles. Now to get there in one piece.
Dad, please go.
Damn it, Danny, not when I'm getting roadhead.
They should still get high marks from Ullman. Say what you will about the place being haunted, the ghosts do a good job of cleaning up after themselves. See, if she had that 1980s Stinger music, something freaky would have happened if she opened the door. Watch this. We're gonna go get old-timey photos taken at the carnival, Father.
Yeah, you do that while I bolt the door shut.
Sadly, they had to put the Wolfman to sleep for marking his territory on the manager's leg, but they got a nice trophy out of it. And a complimentary beverage with a complimentary note. This hotel earned its 5 stars. Damn, down to 4 stars. The hotel was so insistent on hiring a caretaker, they didn't realize they'd also need a bouncer. That's okay, I'm sure the cellar part is coming up. Do you know how much ghost whiskey costs? It's important to know whose fault this is.
I woke them up. It's my fault.
Yes, it is, son. When we get home, you're gonna be staying with your grandparents for a while. Now please, help me drag your drunk father. I know you're just pretending to drag him, and I could do this on my own, but I want you to feel like you're helping.
Hey, damn it! The cellar from the other movie was a lot more brightly lit than this. Get back in here, damn it!
If I have to get out of here on my own, and I'm gonna bash your brains in!
Just so you know, son, he's mainly talking about you. Let's take a break. It's also a sauna. Dad's gonna get a good sweat going.
Stephen King's The Shining will continue in a moment here on ABC.
We're back, people, and he found a light source from the crack in the wall. That's nice. Also, Jack, your turkey has been done for months. You are failing at being a caretaker and for providing a nice holiday dinner. Just because your drunken, violent husband is locked up in the cellar doesn't mean you can't do your hair, put on a nice shirt, and look beautiful. He has his pleasures too. He just put his dick in some peanut butter.
Too goddamn chunky!
Help's still coming. Dick's getting help from Bobby Terry from The Stand. He's way more helpful than this Lloyd connection to the hotel. Sam Raimi is giving him a good deal on a snowmobile while reminding him, I did Deadly Greenery far scarier, and practically too. Better hurry, Grady's gonna let him out. Grady's in a good mood. This is the way better finale he took part in, since he was the judge in the Seinfeld final episode. But oh no, fool me once, I'm not slipping on this ball a 10th time. She's gonna give them a good talking to.
Without Danny and Jack to help you, you're nothing. You're just spooks.
Oh no, now even she's talking like an old turn-of-the-century racist. Jack has escaped, and worse yet, damn it, I was about to make myself a sandwich! Now I have to resort to bologna.
Also, I think the Titanic just arrived.
Better late than never.
Let them do their thing. They keep being self-cleaning, so she doesn't have to explain that to Mr. Ullman again. The other overlook was messier. It had an elevator that completely flooded the room with blood. In this one, you'll get some confetti in your hair, but you'll be fine. There is still the matter of the crazy-grinned husband, though.
Kissing. Oh, that's what I've been missing.
Okay, this is the best sequence in it, and all the compliments in the world go to Weber for I'm sure how difficult the role was. It would be insanely easy to just accidentally be too close to, or at least reminiscent of Nicholson in the finale. But both are great in their own ways. Weber does find a way to be both creepy and makes the role his own. It's too bad that so much of this series has so many other problems. Rebecca De Mornay is good, and certainly looks more like Wendy in the book, but while Weber has the look down of a violent, drunk man who hasn't slept in months, she looks too much like she's in a movie. Like I said, she's good, but Shelley Duvall was way better in believability, and on the grounds of really going through hell acting in this. Maybe she'll finally use the ball to benefit her, though. She'll make his ass slip on the floor. Or that works too. There's other parts in the climax, however, that do remind you of way creepier execution in the other.
Great party, isn't it?
Who looked at this and thought, needs terrible CGI, and acting like it's a theme park attraction based on the movie. Well, maybe Dick Halloran won't be as useless this time. Excellent. He's at the right Overlook Hotel. I remember watching this and wondering what they were going to do with the "Here's Johnny" line, given it was ad-libbed in the other, so I didn't think they were going to do it here, which they don't. That works, the scream helps it. I'm almost surprised they had him say anything, because even saying boo, you're still thinking about "Here's Johnny." And perhaps he could do a better job at killing the family if he didn't keep getting interrupted by Captain Steubing. Using a mallet and not an axe, though, does bode well for Halloran, as funny as it was for that whole setup to just end with him getting killed, and that was a good jump scare. He is a bit more useful in this one, but I could still do without the hedge monsters working as valet drivers. This is such a frustrating watch because of how well it does Jack, yet drops the ball on pacing issues and other executions. This is from the director of The Stand, and to compare it to that, The Stand had more than enough story and characters and plot lines to really make the 4-episode structure work. In this, it feels like they were obligated to make it 3 episodes. There's also more positive things about The Stand, especially the bleak world-ending sequences. Although even The Stand runs into parts where it doesn't translate well in movie form, but it's only a few times that happens. The Shining miniseries does that times about 100. It needed a severe re-edit, but even with that, I don't know how they would fix some of the acting and bad dialogue. And as much as the last part is the best part, even it has pacing issues that slow it down every now and then. It doesn't help that Danny has spent most of the movie being pretty annoying, so it's hard to feel bad when ghosts keep messing with him, or when something silly looking happens. Jack will be completely terrifying, and then suddenly, Danny falls into the dark pit of over-explaining shit.
My daddy forgot to dump the boiler.
That's right, Doc, and it's gonna blow any time now. When it does.
Thanks, Sega CD game adaptation of the movie. Now wake up, Dick, wake up! Jack is running out of one-liners to yell at our son. When he runs out of things to say, he'll actually kill him. And no one believes Danny is tough.
You don't scare me.
The urine on the floor says otherwise. Oh, wait, that's mine. Need to clean it up before Elman gets back.
God damn, he is acting his ass off, and it is really sad seeing the tragedy of this character play out. But Danny is acting like he wants a Turbo Man action figure. He'll calm Dad down long enough for him to say,
"We're all gonna laugh about this when we get back, and from now on, we're going to the Night's Inn for family vacations." Oh, wait a minute. I hate the Night's Inn. They use their waffles as bait for their rat traps. That's it. I'm taking care of the boiler right now. I'm gonna destroy all hotels that serve a complimentary breakfast.
And I love that even though Halloran survives in this one.
My God, was that Jack?
He still doesn't really need to be there, except for the most important thing about the character, his snowmobile. Hurry, Jack, hurry! There's still time to save the Hindenburg! Just because this place is going to explode any minute doesn't mean you can't pack your Game Boy and Boggle for the road. There's no time to redo the all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy scene. We gotta get out of here! Oh, and Danny uses The Shining to turn his dad good.
You can stop them, Daddy. It's up to you.
Lame! So no, there's no freezing to death in the hedge maze. They go back to the book where he sacrifices himself by blowing up the hotel, but the bad effects and bad Danny lines and this happening makes you think, it's still cold outside. It's not too late to just have everyone freeze to death. There doesn't have to be a maze. But we already paid for the explosion budget. This is not going to improve Ullman's opinions on alcoholics. Wait, Mrs. Torrance, what are you going to trip on in Vermont? Take me with you! Well, that's a lot of moments of creepiness mixed in with moments of dumb. Still better than the Firestarter remake, though. Best end it here. We gave up on the movie's 5-star rating a long time ago, but it's still a 2.5, I guess. Oh no, nothing good is gonna come out of this, is it? Yeah, Tony is Danny, I got that. Let's end before it gets too stupid.
Hey, Doc. Good job, Doc.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, precious. All's well that ends well.
This isn't ending well. And what does the crowd think watching this happen? You really need Spielberg to do scenes like this, or someone who won't take the source quite this literal? It's quintessential here's what happens when the creator has too much control over his baby. Even when Kubrick realized his own ending didn't work, he cut it out after the first release. So what we're left with as a whole is an interesting experiment. I can see why King would like this better, and it's certainly not an unnecessary remake because of how close it is to the book. There's things it does great, like really focusing on Jack's arc, as he's a very personal character to King with the struggles that Jack has. But at the end of the day, there's too many parts where no one was there to say this is not going to look good on camera. And most importantly, the Kubrick one is scarier. It's more disturbing, certainly more iconic. This one veers off too many times into being unintentionally funny, while in the 80 one, even the opening credit sequence is unsettling. The cinematography and music alone made you feel the terror these characters were going through. And every single performance was a home run. And don't sequel bait at the end. Yeah, sure, there's Dr. Sleep, but even that references the Kubrick one instead. But I did get all of my notes on fatherhood, throw away all mallets in the house, and creepy old-timey photos with old music playing. Oh shit, I may have forgotten about that one. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna go check on the boiler. I'll see you next time.
We are all Siamese, even if you do not please. Do you see that thing swimming round and round? We can make it drown. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.